Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back again to Blender Synth. And continuation of part 2 of the previous video. I think I'm just going to cover the decal part, because that's the decal part of Materializer is actually an actual new addition to the previous Materializer. I said I was also going to cover the paint tool, and the paint tool is pretty much the same as in the previous one, except for one or two things. And not many people have really brought up issues about the paint tool and everything. So I don't think we need to go over that. If we do in the future, we'll make a comment. Let me know in the Discord, or what, because a lot of these things that I'm showing you that problems people are having most of them are coming from the Fluent Discord in there. People that bring up stuff, stuff that I see that has been asked and not really answered or gotten to, because that's the only person that asked that question, or whatever. But Rudy, the developer, he's busy and continuing the development of Materializer and Fluent, so he doesn't have a lot of time to scroll through the forum, the chat, every day, and keep up on all the questions and stuff. So a lot of stuff, only the moderators in there, which I think there's not many. CG Seth keeps an eye out in there, and Walks, I think, keeps an eye out. But it's a small Fluid is a small community. So but anyway, like I said, I've been thinking about the format. We're going to get to the final part 2 of the Materializer and the decal, which should go by pretty quick. It's pretty simple, but let's take care of a few problems that I know I picked up on in the Discord. That has to do, basically you didn't really, you're going to hear me say this a lot. You didn't really have to ask the question. You just have to know, the tools. You have to know Blender. You have to know how to problem solve. That's what this all comes down to, people. Problem. It doesn't matter whether you're doing, 3D or you're doing Photoshop, or whatever it is that you're doing with computers. It all comes down to knowing what the software can do, understanding what can be done and everything, and using that knowledge when you come into a problem to figure out how to solve that problem. That's all there is. Blender is basic. In my opinion, it's basic. But you got to get to learn it. Know your drivers, know your modifiers, know your textures, know shading. Once you understand everything, it doesn't. Every add-on out there, it doesn't matter how complicated it is or anything. If you want to develop, learn Python and learn how to make add-ons, for Blender, and go through the add-on code. Go through the code of whatever add-on that you have, and look through it, and everything. You can figure out problems. There's more than one way to figure out the problem to something. Like Fluent or HardOps, or whatever tool you're using. Even if it's a geometry node add-on or a sculpting node add-on, they're using the tools that are in Blender. They're using sculpting. They're using geometry nodes. They're using modifiers. They could be using drivers if it's an animation tool or some. If you know those tools, well then look in the code or look in see what the tool is doing. And I have shown you this for Fluent. When we make a box in Fluent, it's not actually making a cube or a box. It's just making a plane, and that's it. When you move your mouse to the left, it puts a solidify on it. And that's all. If you take that box and go into edit, you're not going to see a a box, and you're going to see a plane, and that's all you're going to see. But when you go back into object mode, you're going to see a box. And until you commit that geometry, that's all you're going to see. Once you commit it and everything, then you're actually going to see, all the 8 corners of the cube and everything, and you'll be able to edit it with the vertices and the edges and all that, and it'll be something that you can work with. And we're going to go over that to demonstrate a point right here with the proportional tool, and kind of something that came up in my first video I did, I think of the Fluent 2.0 upgrade, where I have a picture of the little gold bar or bar shape type object with the grid sitting on top of it. Someone asked, well, how can you wrap that grid around the object below it? And I don't know why you asked that question. It's a simple answer. Again, look in the modifiers. The answer is in the modifiers. But let's go over that. Alrighty, let's see how we want to do this. Let's start out. Let's get some more geometry in here. Let's start out with a simple, really thin thing here. I'm going to pull this up. Let's move it up to level. Let's move our workflow down a little bit. Move it out. Okay. Maybe that's a little bit too high. No. Do we want to take your decisions? It doesn't matter, actually. But let's get a side profile, because that we will need. Okay. Let's say this was the side of a vehicle, if it was thinner or whatever. Let's say we wanted to bow this a little. Just bend it smoothly a little. Now we could turn on proportional editing. Now, you might have saw that I turned it on, but I turned it off real quick, but it's right up here. Oh, no. We got to commit this. Now we can do it. Let's say we turn on proportional editing. Now you saw I turned it, it's up here. You click it on and off like that. But I didn't go up there to click it. I hit the O button. See, now it's on up there. I hit the O button again, and that's the default keyboard in Blender. You should know that. You should know a lot of the most popular, depending, maybe not in hard surface, but, if you're going to be an artist, a Blender 3D artist and stuff, you're going to probably end up doing more than just hard surface, modeling. And unless you're really, really just into that and you don't care about, other stuff. But if you're going to be a 3D artist, you're going to be making a lot of stuff and a lot of different shapes. You'll be using proportional editing a lot and stuff. So it is one of the shortcut keys that you would be familiar with and have to memory. Now, but anything, I'm not going to go into, we could go into edit mode here, and do proportional editing, with our circle select tool and increase it, like that, and but we're not going to show how that works because it's not going to work. And I just told you that just before this, and that's because of the way Fluent works. This is a solidify modifier right here. This is not actual geometry. There's nothing for the proportional editing to grab. We might as well just turn it off because there's nothing for it to grab. You see, if I go into edit mode here, as soon as it catches up, you see we can't grab anything. There's nothing there. Because like I showed you in the other movie, down here at the bottom, all there is just a plane with a solidify modifier on it. That's all we have. So there's no geometry here to move unless, we commit it. We go right here to the autocomplete and makes actual geometry out of here. So the proportional editing tool has something to work with. And that goes for the same with the previous video where I told you the guy had, they asked if I could take the crate and bend it around. Learn some modifiers. Learn a decimate modifier, the lattice. There's different ways, to do it. The decimate modifier might be a little bit more advanced, to do that, but you can do it with a lattice modifier. But anyway, like I said, these are just problems that you really need to figure out. And let's see. With that, let's go back. Let's bring up a new file, and let's start all over. And let's go to our second problem that has come up with somebody asking in the Discord. Alrighty, and before I start this, that's just, these are just things that I'm quickly covering. They should be quick examples. Well, as quick as I can do them, but they should be fairly, quick examples to show, people, to think, when you've got a problem, when you run into a problem with something, first before you, start asking everybody, don't just, do it and then see that you got a problem and say, oh, let's hit the forum boards, let's hit the Discord. Try to figure it seriously. Try to, don't, as my dad used to say, half-ass try to attempt to figure it out. And then say, okay, now I can go to the Discord and ask. If you're going to be, if you plan to work for somebody, let's say a gaming company, an advertising company or whatever, if you want to get into, be a 3D artist or get into 3D modeling and stuff and work for a company, that's going to hire you to do something, they don't want to pay you to be hitting Google and hitting Discord channels. They probably wouldn't even allow Discord to even be on the computer at work. But they're not going to pay you to search, because these are things that if you run into a problem, and they expect you to run into problems when you're trying to figure something out. But they also expect you to be able to figure them out on your own, because, that's all, after all, if you're getting paid, $40, $50 an hour or whatever it is you're asking, or whatever it is they're paying you, that's what you're getting paid for. You're getting paid for your knowledge, not somebody else's knowledge, So, with that, I know, for those of you that went to college, I'm your hard-ass professor, in college, that doesn't like giving answers, because, to learn, you need, I can guide you. I'll guide you, but, for you to learn something, you need to figure out on your own. That's how your brain works. When you solve something on your own and figure out on your own, it sticks. When you just try it once and then give up and ask somebody and they tell you the answer, your mind's not going to remember that. It just isn't. But with that, one of the areas that comes up a lot in Fluent are the power tools, and I will get to these, in time. There's not many of them, but there is many of them, because things like the wire tool and the grate, that I mentioned, but mainly the wire tool, it's got many options. And this is what confuses people. And, Fluent has been changed to 2.0, so the menu is, different now than it was previously. And, people have a hard time finding the same things that were in the old menus. Where are they at in these new circular pie menus, and stuff like that. And, if you would just take time to look around in the pie menus and so you would find them, you would see them. But, no, they choose to, go ask somebody, help me. Where's the, twist function at in the new menu? Well, it's there. I mean, did you not look? But anyway, let's get to it. What are we doing? Let's, like I said, I digress enough. So let's just stick with simple stuff here. How about that? Let's throw a big old box down here. Pull it up. Not that big. Let's stick with that. Let's do that. Let's offset it. Get it up even. Alrighty. Let's situate this where I want to. Because we're, like I said, we're not going to get particular here, but we're just going to show a problem that someone has had. Well, one of the problems. This is a fairly simple one, but again, not for everybody. But well, anyway, let's get done. Forget talking about it. Let's show it. Let's go in here. We're going to click on our wire. I'm going to hold down Control, so I put the dot in the center of this face right here, and then we'll hold down Control still and put it here. And there's our. Okay, so when you first put this in, you might be, what the hell is going on here? And let's go ahead and commit that. And you might think, okay, but a lot of people stop here. Believe it or not, this is a problem that came up in the Discord, and I think it was the Discord. I might have saw this on a forum, but because I look at Fluent, in different forums and on Reddit. But this is something that someone they didn't go any further. There's options in there that we can bring this wire out so it comes up and around the corner and connects. But that might be a little bit harder than what the person tried to do next. But let's select this. Go into our edit. Now, here's, especially the wire menu. This is where things get a little heavy. We're going to go over here to the extras and the ring. We're going to go up here to add, and we're going to click add. Then they stopped right here. They're like, wait a minute. I don't have no ring. What happened to my ring? And they're sitting here thinking, where's my ring at? And everything like that. And this is as far as they get. They came to the forum and said, I put a ring on my wire and I don't see it. Now, we're not going to talk about the different ways that you should have done this, but, they're looking for the simple route. And that's why they went to the add and they put it in there, without, knowing about the root and all that stuff. But this is where they were stuck. So, let's go back. Well, actually, let's just commit that, select it, select the box actually, and let's do something here. Let's go in here and hit wire. Click our thing. Oh, wait a minute. You're like, there's our ring. Right there for those of you that can't see. The ring is in the middle, which means it was inside the box. And that's why they couldn't do it. Now, yes, you would expect when you click on ring, you would expect the ring to be put right here at the front of the cable. And that would have been if, you would have took some time to learn more about the Fluent wire options and menus and stuff. But still, like again, now we know. See how easy it is this is? Now we know what the problem is. Now we see our ring. We do know that it is there. So let's go back in. Well, if my menu stays up. Let's go back in. Turn our menu on. Go back into our extras. Back into our ring. We're going to go up here to move. Click on move. And now You see, we can move our ring to wherever we want. Let's just go up here on top. We see it, not that far. We can hold shift to slow it down, but let's, well, with me, it's my recording software that's messing with mine, but let's just leave it there for now. Commit that just so we can get back and see this. Go back to solid, and you see, there's our ring. Out where we want it now. And, we can go back into the other options and customize it. We can make it longer, shorter, whatever. And like I said, there's other things we could put, that we can do a bunch of others. But, each one of those options are going to take explaining to do because people are going to have a problem with each and every option in there. Because of little things like this, that happen. People, some people learn these tools, quite easily. And other people, kind of like do it half-assed and, don't really understand, take the time to learn, the whole point of a wire and its root and all that other stuff, and the significance of, each one when you're using these options. But anyway, that's why I'm going to be covering these and many other things and helping the community out here in my own, hard-ass, perverted, twisted way. But if this is the kind of BS that you guys like, then be sure to subscribe. And hit that, bell, notification, and all that stuff, and so you're notified when the next video comes out and everything. But anyway, with that, let's clear this out and get on to our next topic. Alrighty, for this one, let me see. Well, let me bring out my full screen because I will need that for this one. And I don't know if it was I think it was my previous video, or it might have been the one before that. Anyway, I showed an add-on, Pro Lighting Studio, and guys, and I mentioned Botanic, which is a nature plug-on, and this, among others, are pretty expensive add-ons. But people wanted to see it. I guess for the fun of seeing it. I don't know why. You can I'm sure you could have, after seeing me mentioning it, I'm sure you could have went to YouTube and typed it in on YouTube search and found other people doing videos on it. But and I believe that these were YouTube people that found my video through YouTube searching for Fluent that saw that, because my little small group that's following my videos, for learning Blender to make money on online and stuff, they know better. They don't really, for what they're going to be doing, they don't really need Pro Lighting or Botanic, because of the price range and because of, they're going to just be making assets. They're going to be making stuff to sell on 3D Ocean, Turbo Squid, SketchUp, sites like that, and making props and stuff, to sell on the porn sites, for the 2 or 3 people that are interested in the porn stuff. But yeah, the professional lighting and the Botanic, that's getting into other modeling, other areas that don't really pertain to hard surface or building just single assets and stuff, or even asset packs to sell. Botanic might come in if you're selling an asset pack for like Unreal Engine. Then that I can see where that might come in, but there's only 2 people that follow my videos that are making games where I'm teaching them to use Blender and Unreal Engine together. And I'll probably be adding Unreal Engine to the Blender content here, specifically for the people that want to learn how to play games. Now, listen, myself, I don't use Unreal Engine to make actual games, video games. But, this is a secret that I didn't say about porn. But I do make porn 3D video games to sell. And I use Unreal Engine to do that. Now, you probably won't see that advertised anywhere. But, yes, I mean, logically, if Unreal Engine can, make a game, a PC game, then only logic goes to, again, thinking out of the box. Like I said, you won't find this mentioned in any articles or anything by Unreal because, they don't want to be associated with porn. And I get it. I understand. But, if that's what you want to do with it, you're like, and you read that in an article or something somewhere, and you sit back and you're like, okay, well, wait a minute. There's 3D porn games out there, and I've been wondering, how am I going to make a porn game? But then you see or you hear from someone like me that look, Unreal Engine creates games, PC games, and what is a 3D porn game? Well, technically, it's a computer game. So, you know what? I can, if it can make games, then I could use Unreal Engine to make porn games also. Just a different genre, if you will, different niche, but, the same principle. We got women, we got guys, and, such and such, but, they're doing stuff and doing this and doing that. And, you got to make points, or they ask you a question. Do you want us to do this or multiple choice? What do you want us to do? A, B, C, or D? And, you pick it, C, and, that has a possible outcome, or A, and it has a possible outcome. And it's a game. It's just a different form of game, but still, Unreal Engine can handle it. You just got to think differently. But anyway, with that, these add-ons, Pro Lighting, and you get this a lot. You're just listening to me talk a lot, but I do get to showing you something, usually. But it's these context things that help people listen, well, the serious ones, that is, to my point of view and my opinions on things. And my opinion on Pro Lighting and Botanic is, because of the price range, you don't really need them unless you're going to be doing work that requires those things. Lighting can be manually done, although I think Pro Lighting was at $129 at one time. When it was a hot item some years ago, a year or year and a half ago or something. At its full price, it was $130 basically. The same price that Botanic is for the full version. Botanic has a lesser version, for a cheaper price. But I think actually Pro Lighting has actually come down to, I think, $89 the last time I looked. And you can go search for it on Blender. Same with Botanic. I'm not going to give links to those two, because, like I said, I use them for my personal work, and my clients are if I'm using those, my clients are usually charged for the use of that, not directly, but indirectly, because my use of those saves me time and modeling them, and and setting up the light and stuff, because it's one click, and it's pretty good. And I can custom, even after I put it in, if I wanted to change something, once you put it in, even though they're preset templates, you can still customize them just like any other Blender scene. But it's a one-click start, and you're already set, and all you need is the finishing touches if you want to do them. But anyway, let's show that. Again, I don't want to do no modeling or anything, so we're going to pull open our M panel. And as usual, we will start in here. And we use, like I said, we used Greasy last time. We can stick with him, but let's let's use one of his newest packs, the Sci-Fi in a box pack. And what do we want to? Oh, okay. It's going to be stock. These are going to be stock modifiers on these. I guess that's okay. We can access. We can go with stock modifiers. Oh, these are doors and stuff. You know what? Let's stick with crates. Pick a simple one here. Let's go with this one. Yeah, that's good enough. That looks pretty cool, don't it? Well, actually, let's see what its look dev looks like. It's probably going to be gray, the same system gray that's in it. Yeah, all right. It might be all right. We might be able to deal with it. Now, not on my computer. Well, this is my, my workhorse, which isn't my powerful computer, my cloud computer. This is what I experimented and come up with ideas and screw around with and mess around with and stuff. This is my iMac, which doesn't have a GPU. Only got 8 gigabytes of RAM. But for those people out there that don't have a powerful computer, which most of my followers that are here to learn how to make money with Blender don't. They don't have an RTX card or anything like that. And I show them, and because I show them my cloud computer, which has a 16 gigabyte Tesla T4 in it, and I think it's got 16 or 32 gigabytes of RAM in it. But I can change that. I can move that up to a more powerful system and a super powerful system with an A10 in it. But I don't need to do that. But that option is available if I want to, because it's a cloud computer, and those are all options. I pay by the hour when I use that. And for the Tesla T4, it's only 99 cents an hour to use that machine. But anyway, moving on. Another digression. Where am I at? Oh, yeah, we're going to show Pro Lighting. And I'll get to Botanica here in a minute. But we're going to show off Pro Lighting and using Greasy's tool here. And then I'll use the Pro Lighting and we'll show off some Botanic real quick. But like I said, if you guys want to buy them, search them on Marketplace. You'll find them. And, yeah, I'm not going to push them myself because, I don't, I use them, like I said, in my paid commercial work when I got clients, and stuff. But I'm not, when I'm teaching beginners and people getting into this and stuff, you don't really need, they're just to save time. If you're learning Blender, you should learn how to make a tree on your own in Blender. And even if you're going to animate it, Botanic will animate your tree and all that stuff with just one click. But again, that's something, if you want your tree animated, then you should learn how to animate it. Because, like I said, it'll come in handy down. Once you learn about animation and learn how animating is done, with all the different tools and stuff that comes with animating and getting it right and everything, once you do that, and then, if you're serious enough to charge people, to do work for them, then go ahead and get Botanic or, Pro Lighting or whatever it is. Because you understand lighting. You understand animation. You know how to model a tree yourself. That's not the point here. Your point is to save time so you don't charge your customer for that time. And Botanic and Pro Lighting will do that. And, if you need to customize the tree a little bit, then you know how to do that. If you need to change the lighting, the default lighting, or maybe the client, you put in the default lighting and the client don't like it. He says, can you change this and do that? Well, you've already got a base. You've already saved a lot of time. And so you know how to change the lighting and do things and everything. Because the add-on has done lighting a certain way. The guy, the person that made the template, made the add-on for the light, just like Fluent, when we just saw with the wire a while ago. He's done his templates and made them a certain way. And if you're not familiar with lighting, he's got more, he is familiar with lighting because he's the one that created this. So you might go in there to try to manually fix something and, you can't figure it out because you don't know, you can't look, you can't click on the light and go to the properties over here for the light and look at everything, and you don't know what he did. You don't know how to get the effect that you want because you don't know the effect that he's getting and how to change it or how to turn it off or add something to what he's already done. Or if time is a wasting, how to get rid of the whole thing altogether and just do it yourself. These are things that you have to know how to do when you're doing this and being paid for it. As a hobby and stuff, when you're learning, and it's not that important. So, again, for the second time, enough harping on that. Let me show you, since I didn't really show you last time, I just went over it real quick. What all comes with this. And, you saw me turn it on last time and show you guys, but, I got a little cold from the coldness here. But let's not start with lighting. Let's go to the floor. Let's enable the floor. No, we don't want a circle right now. Let's show a pedestal. How about that? We got this pedestal. See, we could put our thing on a pedestal right here. And I could go into Pro. I'm in the Pro lighting, but we can make a color and light it up. Maybe we want to make the pedestal a little bigger, maybe. Not that big, but I'm just kind of eyeballing the size here of the cylinder and the pedestal. I guess that'd be all right. But we got our pedestal down. Do we want a background? Let's go with lighting first. Let's choose our lighting. Let's go with, since we got an object, let's go with object lighting. And let's add that. Let my machine catch up through my recording software. And let's get a different angle here. Let's take a peek at our render. And, my machine's, it's got still a lot of noise in it. It's coming in slowly. This would look much better on my power machine. It would have probably already been done by now. But you get the idea. You see the backlighting here, and shading and all that stuff. It would be a little bit better, like I said, if this machine could render much quicker, but it's doing the best it can. But anyway, you get the idea. And this was one click. Well, actually, a few clicks. I clicked on one click for the floor, which was a pedestal, and then choosing the lighting, and that was it. Now we have these out now. Like I said, this could get a whole lot more custom. And I could put a floor under the pedestal here, and we could put walls around it. And if I wanted to, I could take Botanica and put some ivy on the walls. I mean, this could get to be, a spectacular scene. And it's just a cylinder on a pedestal. It would be sitting in a room with some ivy and stuff. But just because of the lighting that we can achieve, even on the ivy, if we wanted to put that in here, this could be, a really nice picture. And like I said, with just a few clicks, and we did like 2 or 3 clicks here. We enabled it, and we chose pedestal. That was 2 clicks. We enabled lighting, and we chose our lighting. That was 2 clicks. So 4 or 5 clicks, and you're here. Now, putting up a wall and everything is also, it's the same thing. We could go in here with backgrounds, and, reflections are different. But we could go in here with backgrounds, and, you got custom backgrounds in here. Like I said, we got the wall right here, and a whole bunch smoky, soft pink, which are volumetric. But you get the point. You know, we're going to save my computer for now, and let's get rid of our lighting here. Delete hierarchy. Pedestal. I guess we can get rid of that. And I guess we're done with this, with Greasy's thing. And by the way, Greasy's link will be in the description if you're interested in picking up Sci-Fi in a box or any of the other KitOps add-ons that he has. Also, and Flex. If you get this pack right here, it comes with a D pack for Sci-Fi Flex, also a top and a bottom. So you'll have that also. But let's just take this whole thing right here. We're gonna delete this. No, wrong menu. I did that a little too quick. Delete that hierarchy. And let's just start over. I don't need to start a new file. But we saw it with Greasy's add-on. So let's throw Botanic into the mix here. Real quick, like I said, you can make scenes, awesome scenery, landscapes, and a whole bunch of other stuff in that. Again, with a more powerful computer. If you're going, especially Botanic, I'm going to put one tree in here, and maybe a floor. We'll put the circle in here, and that's it. Because when you start adding more trees or add grass and a bigger scene, naturally you understand that that's going to bog down your system, especially with 8 gigabytes of RAM and no GPU. That's not going to cut it. Like I said, this is my experiment computer. When I need to get serious, or I'm doing work for a client, or I'm doing an animation or a big scene, or making a big scene for Unreal Engine or something like that, I get into my cloud machine and do it there. But anyway, enough digression. Let's go in here. And by the way, if I didn't go over this last time, you can do this by season. If you want to just click spring or autumn, or what I got, all 4 of them. It don't matter, but you can also choose by season if you want to. And there's also more in here. You can go to garden, and you got different, things that you can put plants in. You could wrap vine around them, whatever you want to do. You also got on the same thing for pots. You got, you can put plants in these and stuff. You got a choice of various pots here, like 24 pots or something, of various shapes and sizes. Shrubs, bushes, cactuses. You got different cactuses. And if you're doing a mansion or something like that, you got a whole bunch of different shrubs here that you can pick and things like that to put in the lawn. A lot of mansions have, fancy shrubs. And, you could mix and match and make a design, if you wanted to. But you get the idea here. But for what we're going to do, let me what do we want? For a lighting effect, I need something that has, not something that's closed on the bottom. I want something that's open on the bottom. How about one of these maritime pines? Yeah, let's go with that. Let's put that in here. Get rid of our end panel. Shrink this down. Well, not too far. We want to have a scene. Let's move it around to a nice angle. We can look at something. Yeah, I guess that's all right. I closed Pro Lighting. Let's go back to Pro Lighting. Let's do our floor. We'll put a circle on it. Let's scale it up. Good size here at least. Go back to our lighting. What do we want to do? No, that's a simple lighting. Do we want to stick with this lighting since we did that last time? Yeah, I guess. This one you'll be able to see the highlight. On Greasy's, well, I think you will because it's a different setup. And I think this wall right here. By the way, this is normal. This pink right here is telling me that this normal is flipped. But you'll see why it's flipped because you'll see a strong light line. This where the bottom of this is right here. The light will end right there. And you'll see a really, really bright light line going through here, shining toward our tree, which will be backlighting this part back here. And again, I'm not going to get into explaining the physics of lights and how this is working. That's why you're spending the money for this, But see, this is one of the things I was telling you about. If the client didn't like this bright line right here and wanted to change that and take that out or direct it, the other way, or do something with, whatever he wanted to, you never know. You can never predict clients, trust me. But if you wanted to change this particular lighting right here and you don't understand how this is working, then you got a problem. So that's why, don't worry about the add-ons and stuff. The add-ons are here to save you time, not to do the work for you. You're supposed to know all about how lighting works and how to customize it and how to do this actual scene on your own, build it on your own. Yes, it'll take you a little more time, but when you do get the tool and you do this, it saves, that one click saved me a lot of time. And so if the client comes back and does say, look, I want this changed to this or this or this, then you're already ahead of the game because you've already, you know how to change this, and maybe, 3 or 5 more minutes, you can have this changed to the way they want it, re-render it out on your quick machine, and show him and get an approval for it. But with that, I know I explain a lot, but like I said, I got beginners here, people. That's why I go over all of this. And let's just get into it. Go into our render here. Hopefully this doesn't kill my machine, but we're getting there. But you can see how this is coming in. What I was telling you about. You see we got better underlighting right here of the tree. We got this little light in front right here, which you saw. You saw that picture right there. And it's flashing in on this. But here's that strong line that I told you about that was going to be here that had this big reversed normal right here. And you might be thinking, how is a reverse normal doing this lighting and stuff like that? Well, play with your lighting, get your area lights out and play around with it, learn something. But that's the only thing I can tell you. And like I said, this is something else also. I mean, if I add something like if we get into the background here, this is going to have to re-render, and we've already got a pretty good look right here from my poor machine here. But let's see if we can crash my Blender here on my machine. Let's enable this, and I don't know. What do we want to do? We want to do God rays. Yeah, I should have pulled this down, but we can see the God rays coming in here. They got a texture on them, which is this one down, this right here. It's got the first texture on it, this texture right here, and that's how we're getting the faded, the broken up look. See how these are, the one in the thumbnail is nice and bright and everything, but ours is a little dulled out, like it's got some grunge on it and everything. Well, it has this texture overlay on it. And, like I said, this texture overlay comes in, different things like we could experiment with. And the same with this. These come in different ray types. We can go with this one. And, it's coming straight down. But you get the point. We could change the light. The background color right here, we could change that. But you can see we're torturing my system here. It's saying, make up your damn mind. But anyway, you get the point on spending the money for these two programs. Even though, back when I got them, they were $100. Botanic is still $129. But so back then, so was Pro Lighting. So that would have been $250 about to get both, just to get these two, not counting all the other add-ons. If I open this up, see, look at all these add-ons, and I got, like I said, I got add-ons here that you don't even see. Like Auto Rig Pro. This is another one. This is a full auto rigging program, which again gets into more. Someone's gonna ask about this too, or want a video on this. But rigging, skin, and some miscellaneous stuff. This is another in-depth, advanced program. Like I said, you probably should learn how to rig a character and everything, and know everything about rigging and everything before you go out and purchase that program and get into it. But with that, I think we're close to getting into Fluent Materializer and Decal, the part 2 of that. So let me save my machine here, and we'll restart this over and move on. All right, and here we are at the final stretch. This should be a short one, but I mean, you know me. And by the way, like I said, my normal people that watch the videos, they like these explanations and stuff because they're here to learn, about Blender and as much as they can, quickly as they can. So listening to me, they don't have to read a Blender manual, a Blender book, or go look up Blender blogs, or watch numerous Blender tutorials to get the same, like what I just explained in Pro Lighting and Botanic. They'll get demonstration. They won't get the explanations to those like they got from me. They'll just get someone that clicks on it, puts in a tree, and does something with it, and everything. And by the way, the link's in the description. Blah blah blah. But, and they've got numerous videos on every Blender add-on out there, and that's what they do. They're affiliate marketers. They're using the Blender to sell add-ons. There's a lot of them that do that. Some people are actual artists and stuff, and they actually have a portfolio website. They've got an Adobe portfolio website, and they have an ArtStation website. That shows their portfolio, their artwork, and everything like that. And other people that have YouTube channels that are selling add-ons with affiliate links, and you can't find nothing on them. Most of them don't even have a website. So, take it the way you can. But anyway, for those of you that are still watching this at this time, for you YouTube people that have stumbled onto my videos, or my recent subscribers that are from YouTube that subscribed, give me a comment. Let me know how you think, about 45-minute, hour-long tutorials like this, and if you're for it, if you're against it. Am I just, wasting your time? I don't know what to tell you if I am. I guess go to those other people that are selling add-ons, I guess, if you want. But anyway, but I value everyone's opinion, and if enough people are on your side, then I might consider it, shortening them or writing a script, or something like that. I'm here to help the people that, want to learn Blender. That's the whole point. And hopefully that want to learn Blender to make money. Not people that do this, need something to play around, with and fart around with and do nothing with. At least try to be doing something with it. If you're not making money, then at least create 3D art, have an art portfolio up, have an ArtStation website. Show me some of your work. Put it on Instagram. Put it on Twitter. By the way, I do have Twitter. Twitter.com/BlenderSith. There's not much up there yet. I just got it. After I got this channel and this channel started kicking off. Since the Blender made the Fluent tutorials and stuff. We're approaching 100 subscribers now, and so I figured I should get some social media up there, and I got Twitter now. Did I get it? I might have got an Instagram. I'm not sure, but if not, I will get an Instagram. But anyway, on to decal. Let's see how quickly we can get this done. Well, first, we haven't really had a serious problem yet, or I haven't had to try to figure something out because these tutorials, nothing ever works like it's supposed to in these tutorials. So we're doing pretty good so far. We got through pro lighting and Botanic on my machine, and Blender didn't crash, or the machine didn't crash either. So that's a wonderment in itself. Although we did put it under much stress. One tree and one item from Greasy, and that was it. So we didn't have a whole lot of stress on it. But if we would have put another tree or two in there, then yeah, it might have said, fuck you, I ain't doing this. Okay, where do we go? Oh yeah, I saved a part 1 to this. There it is. Beta release part 1. There we go. Now, I can see we don't have our color, but again, I know why. You guys should know why too. I covered this in part 1, but all I gotta do is click. Oh my! This is the first Greasy Bear problem not problem. The first K-Pack item that we had of his. Where are we at here? What are we in? We're in solid mode. That's why. Let's go over. Oh, by the way, for those of you that here we are shaded. For those of you that don't know, what you're seeing right here, this is machine tools. So that's what you see when you see me using that right here, that right there. That's a machine tools. It's a free add-on. Well, it's free if you get it at Gumroad. Blender Market doesn't allow free stuff. I think that you got to charge at least a dollar, for something. But if you go to Gumroad and search for machine tools, you can pick it up free there. But anyway, on to it. If you remember, we put a color on this bottom piece right here, kind of blackish, and that's because, like I said, there's 2 colors here, and we can switch between these 2 colors by going over here to the mix layer and using this mask. Right now it's on 000, which means it's showing us the white. Down here, we go down here and switch that over to full, 1, then it's going to show us the first layer, and there's our color. And that's how simple that was. I can hold down Shift and move this mask back and forth slowly, and we could blend these 2 colors, the black and the white, which would naturally come up with gray. You got it. Yeah, it's pretty dark. Okay, that's good. But anyway, before I get too digressed here, let's move this over a little bit. Let's bring in our decal. For those of you that have waited 40 minutes or 50 minutes for this part 2 decal pack. But you probably didn't wait. You probably just fast forwarded to the end. So in that case, if you fast forwarded, then please hit the subscribe button if you fast forwarded to this far and help the channel out. Maybe we might make 100 subscribers by the end of the week. We'll see. Anyway, how to put on a decal. Now, I'm not going to put on any normal key because I'm sure this is going to come up. I think CG Sep showed the decal thing in his video a week or so ago, but and I think he used one of his own decals, and I'm sure people out there are wondering, hey, I got Decal Machine, which I have Decal Machine too. You probably knew that because I got everything, but I got Decal Machine. So you might be thinking, can I? I should be able to use a Decal Machine on this also. Well, I'm going to show you can, but because we have Greasy Bear's item here, this is going to stump some people. Believe it or not, as simple as this is, it is going to stump some people. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. So, let's get into it. We're going to go over here, bring up our menu, go over here to the add. We're going to click on add. I'm going to go where my, there they are, decal. I got lots of decals. But we're going to go down here to the SG Avionics packs. And, this guy's on Gumroad too all over. He's very popular with decal, making decal packs for Decal Machine. He's got some awesome packs. And this is the Avionics packet that he has. But anyway, let's just take the first one here. Why not? Be simple. We don't need to go through all of them. Click on it. And you might be like, okay, what the hell? Where's my... Let's go back here. Oh, okay, there's my thing. But where's my decal? Where did it go? Again, for those of you that fast forwarded and missed the first part of this video, this problem was solved at the beginning of this video. So obviously you missed it. And you're about as dumb for it now as you were at the beginning of the video. Or else you would already know what the problem is. Again, let's take our item here. Let's go into wireframe. And right there's our problem. We can see it was put in the center of Greasy Pack's thing. Because everything in Blender, well, it doesn't go to the center, but it goes to where the 3D cursor is. And normally the 3D cursor is in the center. But, again, it went into the center, and that's why you can't see it, but you think it didn't, Fluent's Materializer's not working. I clicked on my decal, and I don't see it. Well, all we need to do here, first of all, to see it, is we need to rotate it, and we need to rotate it on the Y, and by 90 degrees. Well, that wasn't the Y, you dummy. But, okay, you want to go over there? Let's rotate it again, and just manually move you over here. You don't want to do what I want you to do, then I'll force you to do it. But anyway, with that, let's go back into shaded. We're going to need to be in, we'll be in material. But now we need to put this on the surface so we can see it. But first, we need to plug this in. We need to take a color, go into our color, so we can see it when we do plug it in. And with that, to move it, first of all, do we have it selected still? No, we don't. Now we do. Oh, Blender crashed. Alrighty, and we're back. I knew it. After playing around with Pro Tools, there I go again with Pro Tools. After playing around with Pro Lighting and Botanic, I knew eventually we would crash Blender or my computer, but in this case it was only Blender that suffered. Okay. After that fun charade, here we are, kind of back. I think I've recovered a little, at least to where we can do this. So we'll go back and put this back in. For those of you who missed it, I found out I rotated it on the wrong axis last time. That's why we was pointing down the Z. I rotated it on the Y. Not paying attention again. Going faster than my mind's thinking faster than my mouth again. But anyway, well, let's see if we can do it correctly this time. Blender crashed, and it gave me that second chance. Okay, so let's pull this back up again. Add. Go do our decal. Oh, see, here we go again. What am I doing? There we are. Avionics. We'll go back to 1 and choose that. And again, it's going to do the same thing. Let's go up here again and see. We can turn on wireframe. You can see that it's in the center, pointing right up. That's why we can't see it. And for that, we need to rotate it on the X, actually. So it will come down pointing on the Y toward us. So let's go in, rotate on the X, 90 degrees. And there we go. Verify that. And we can go back to our material. Here's our decal. We got just a simple color and a mask. Plug our color into there, and you can see we still don't see it. That's because even though we rotated the empty, oh, by the way, all decals are connected to an empty. You can see it over here in the outliner. There's our empty. We rotated the empty, but the actual decal is still at the root in the center here. So we got to move that out to the surface, whatever surface we want to put it on. In this case, this is what we got colored. We want to put it right here. So let's pull out our end panel. And, you know, this here looks different. Let me pull this out so we can see. This section right here is done differently. I think this is still in the beta release. So if you don't see this or don't have this here and it's the old version, kind of like these up here, then you will get this when it's released. But we click on decals, and you can see we have the move decal right here. So we need to go back. Why did I change that back? We need to go back to our wireframe. Select our thingamabobber there, our empty, and click on Move Decal. Did we move? I haven't done it this way. Did it move? Yeah, it moved. See, it puts it right on, where we clicked on the surface right there. It moved it from there to out here. And the reason that we don't see it is, well, I'll show you that in a moment. It has to do with our mask and coloring and stuff. But anyway, let's go back to material. Set this down. Click on this. We got our color in. Now we got two masks here. We haven't plugged in our mask on this side. So let's plug in our mask from over here, which will get rid of that. And on this one right here, we just turn our mask down to 0, and we can see there's our decal. It's coming in quite large, so we need to scale this down. And for that, let's turn on our overlays, select our empty, hit S to scale. Oh, not D. I don't need decal machine. Hit S to scale. Scale our decal down to whatever size we want it. I don't know. We're not making a scene here. Let me phrase it there. There we go. We can turn that back off. Pull this back over. And now you can see we're building up a scene here. Let's turn our stuff back on. We got our mask and color and everything plugged in. And again, you can play around, with all these stuff if you want and everything. But I'm sure you guys can play around with that. And you can see you can put decals in here. Any decal, actually, PNG. It could be from Decal Machine. It could be your own decals. It could be from a decal from a K-Pack. We pull up in here. We go back into KitOps. We go back into KitOps. We got decals in here. See, we got DM decal. We got all these decals in here. I think Greasy has some decals in his Sci-Fi pack that's listed below that you can choose. So any one of these, you can put on your model, and the same way I showed right here. And also, in case, you might be saying, again, I'm going to show you this real quick because this video went on long enough as it is. But in case well, what about more than one D? Can I only put one? No, you can put more in here. You can pull the, no, not that. Pull up our menu again. We have a Decal Mixer right here, just like we have the Layers Mixer. You can click on your Decal Mixer, and you see this is a mixer of just this right here. Basically, this right here, 4 of these basically, with your color and your mask and your settings right here. Here's color 1. This goes to color 1. There's the mask for color 1 and color 2, and the mask for color 2, and so on. And you can, I can switch these over and plug it into one right here. Then I can add another one and plug it into 2, 3, 4. We could, ghetto this whole thing out with decals and stickers and stuff all over it. But if you understand how we did this one right here, it's the same principle. If you want multiple ones, just bring in the Decal Mixer and add, 4 or 8 or whatever, you want to put on here. But anyway, I think we have managed to finish. Again, guys, please, let me know if you guys like the long videos and the explanations and the carrying on and the joking every once in a while here and there. I mean, I'm not a comedian, but I play one online. So if you're all into that and everything, give me some feedback. You can see that I answer, all the comments and stuff when I get to them. Maybe not right away, but I eventually get back over to my Blender channel here among my 11 other ones, and go through the comments and answer the ones that need answering or deserve answering or whatever. I don't answer stupid comments. Don't ask, how do I rotate an empty? Now, for those of you that are still watching this video, you watch. Someone is going to post in the comments, how do I rotate an empty? You watch. That's going to happen. I'm going to predict it right here and now. But anyway, thanks again, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the entertainment, and we'll catch you next time.